I finally got the chance to see this movie, and you know what? It is definitely worth the hype. Let's get on to the review. Promising Young Woman is directed by Emerald Fenner in her directorial debut, starring Carey Mulligan, in which is one of the best films of the year that I hope gets all the buzz and awards that it deserves. I think this movie could accomplish so much that we can enjoy a fun, exciting, new black comedy thriller movie in the modern era with a woman as the lead. It works perfectly with a great story and something to say along with it that I felt dense and made it more complicated than what you would see in the average Hollywood movie. This film explores the dark and disturbing ways of how many men are so perverted and disgusting and how they treat a woman. The film felt so real as it shows the different types of men as to what they would say to her, whether it was when they knew they were in trouble or when they could take advantage of her. The film's dialogue felt so real life because these men are subtle and use specific words to manipulate her. Precisely what men do. At times this film made me so uncomfortable and scary, all for the right reasons. I think this is a feminist movie that hit all the right notes and doesn't feel like a garbage, on the nose, boring trash movie like these few here. So let's get on to the good stuff, starting with Carey Mulligan in the lead role. She is absolutely fantastic in this film, as she undoubtedly deserves an Oscar nomination, as she is truly remarkable in this film. Everyone else is excellent in the film, along with Bo Burnham, who directed the critically acclaimed 2018 film 8th Grade. The direction is fantastic and feels so purposeful and exciting, with adding some style and loads of creativity to the film's presentation. This is Emerald Fennell's directorial debut, which shows how truly talented and fantastic she will be in the future as she rocks this movie. The film feels unique and special to its own because of the exciting and creative choices she uses. The writing is so refreshing that it never feels too on the nose and feels like it has something to say, but it always makes sure the characters and the story come first, as the characters are all very well developed and all serve an essential part of the story. I love all the twists and turns the story took as the audience that I didn't expect, with the second act going somewhat of a different tone that I didn't expect, but welcomed with open arms. The film is also hilarious, but plays it with the dark black comedy route, but feels like there's something twisted and sinister behind it. The dialogue is crisp, that has tons of subtlety to it, which shows it respects the audience in the way it is told, but also very subtle in the violence, as I think the implied violence has this Hitchcock vibe to it that I thought was very interesting, which made my imagination run wild with these awful thoughts that I think was the best stylistic choice to use. There is so much detail to this film that if you go back and watch, they are planted there so intricately. Thinking back on it made me want to go back and watch this film all over again. The film is one of the best looking films of the year that genuinely looks so excellent. I was extremely impressed by how colorful and exciting this film looks. It truly adds to the crazy, chaotic world the film presents. It was the perfect choice for the presentation. The film's score is pretty good as well, that I thought it added an extra layer of suspense and tension throughout the film, especially in the third act, where I thought it was used so correctly. Track Toxic is the biggest standout that I just like to play on repeat because of how sinister and mesmerizing it sounds. Editing is outstanding, with being one of the best edited films of the year that moves so entirely and even helped create some extremely tension-filled scenes I wasn't expecting. It helped put the movie on the edge of my seat. Makeup and costume design were great in this film, especially with Carey Mulligan's character, as she sometimes changes her whole look, in which the film has to sell you on being someone else, and I thought it looked beautiful. Unfortunately, the film does have a few negatives, starting with some of the song choices. As I thought that the score was right, I found many of the song choices to not be exciting and very bland for this type of movie. There are maybe a handful of scenes reliant on the song itself that I wish was changed to the score. The second was the ending, with the most divided opinion on that. I'm going to be honest, I liked parts of it and wanted where they took it, but it felt so long and felt like a whole other movie was playing. If they took parts of this for a sequel or something, I think it would work in the narrative much more fluently. I understand where the film was taking us, but it felt jumbled and not pristinely put together. Maybe when I get this on Blu-ray, I can listen to the director's commentary and maybe get a better sense of what they were trying to achieve. Overall, This is a must-watch film of 2020 that I think will get better on rewatch, and a movie I know will be talked about in the years to come, with a unique and special revenge thriller that has fantastic performances, writing, and great direction from Emerald Fennell that delivers an exciting and vital movie that shows how terrible men are, but feels rightly just, and I loved it. So be sure to check this out whenever you can. I'm giving this film an 8 out of 10. So let me know down below in the comments section, have you seen Promising Young Woman? And if you have, let me know what you think of the film and where it ranks in your top 2020 films of the year. As always, I will see you all in the next video.